Big game, Addie. Big game. Big game. Katie, what are we making today?
We're gonna make pickled red onions, quick pickled. We're gonna make turkey liver pate and a cranberry jam to go with it.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
What's first?
Well, first we're gonna pick
jokes?
Quick. First we're gonna quick pickle some red onions. I love using local ingredients, and these are locally grown red onions, grown in the Youth Farm Project.
Sounds good. I'll cut up some onions for the pate. How about that?
Thanks, that'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes there's a reason to cut onions this way. Let's see. This way, so the ends are here. Sometimes there's a reason to cut them this way, and sometimes there's a reason to cut them this way. Sometimes you know the reason, sometimes you just feel the reason. And in this particular way, I just feel the reason. I was told by a chef once that makes French onion soup that you cut them this way because then it leaves the cells of the onions open, so then they just sort of like melt. But I'm cutting these very, very thin, and I'm cutting them this way, and I want them to hold their like structural integrity. They're just gonna be quick pickled. Red onions go great with pate, and pickled onions go great with pate. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of warm water in here, and then about half warm water and half some kinds of vinegar. So I'm going to do that first, and then we'll add other stuff. We need some warm water. Fair amount of salt. And for a quick pickle, a little bit of sugar does help also. And this happens to be sugar. You don't want a lot, but it's part of the balance you're looking for. And now we're going to put some vinegar in. They're red onions, so let's put a little red wine vinegar. Slowly but surely it will come out. Apple cider vinegar, always great. And I really like this apple cider vinegar because it's alive. It has a live mother in it. But a vinegar mother is basically it has the cultures for that create vinegar. So my understanding is that vinegar is made by, like I've made apple cider vinegar before, and I've done it by fermenting cider, apple cider, till it was hard cider, and then had a small child and ignored it, and it got pretty nasty. So I was like, well, maybe I'll make vinegar out of it. So the way that we did that was to add some mother from some other vinegar, sort of the cultures that are in the vinegar, and then it needs to be aerated. Sometimes if people make a huge amount of vinegar, like a 5-gallon bucket or bigger, they put but they're making it at home, they put like a little fish tank aerator in it. I just put a cheesecloth over it and kept stirring it. It turned out okay, but vinegar is like actually, good vinegar is like really amazing, I think. So I put some cardamom pods in here, some thyme. So we're gonna use thyme in the pate also. And my eyes are stinging a little bit. Also, I like to put white pepper. This is from peppercorns that I ground. A little rub down, and that looks great. So we'll set those over here. So the pate is going to have, these are local turkey livers from my local butcher, the Piggery, $1.02. It's going to have onion. It's going to have a little bit of bacon in it. And those are going to get all sautéed together. Then we're going to put it in the food processor with butter and cream. We're going to add a little port and some brandy and some salt and herbs, and that's about it. But we're not going to be shy on the butter. Oh, you already got it going. Because it's like the only fat. Other than that is just really turkey livers and some bacon, I guess a little bit, which is mostly for flavor. Yeah, there's not going to be a lot of cream in it. So we're gonna start those sauteing so they have a chance to saute slowly.
I was
And
just thinking this really good knock-knock joke.
oh, knock knock. Except I don't know the joke. You better do it.
It's a really good one. You start. I was told that the other night.
I know. That's pretty funny. Okay, then we're gonna make the cranberry jam that's gonna go with it. So got cranberries. So lovely. We're gonna put them in here. So cranberry sauce, if you're making it from scratch, is about equal amount of volume of cranberries and water and sugar. So we're gonna make it a little thicker than the usual, and we're gonna blend it a little bit so that it's not like a chunky cranberry sauce. But we're gonna bring these cranberries to boil with water and sugar to start with, and then we'll simmer it for a while. My 9-year-old started watching last week's video. He got partway into it and he turned it off, and he's like, you need to watch some YouTube videos before you just make them. Like, no one's gonna be able to make this recipe. You need some instructions. You can't start out by kissing your husband, you know? So I'm trying to be more serious this time. I got a crowd to please. One 9-year-old. So I'm just trimming them a little bit. You know, liver's like an iffy food. Some people love it. Culturally in the United States, white Americans don't eat a lot of offal, as it's called, or organ meat. But one time when I was much younger, I was traveling by myself, and I happened to end up with this young family who were rafting on a river in Idaho, and I went rafting with them, and the woman was French and she brought liver. And I think, you know, traveling, I was a little like iron depleted, and I ate that pate like going out of style. And then since then, I like pate mostly when I feel like my body needs that kind of nutrients. But I've also learned, like, through making it to love it a little more. Though I would say that you need to get really high quality organ meat, because, you know, we store a lot of weird stuff in our organs. But the liver's job is to process things. I also learned recently that the liver's job partially is to process hormones, which I didn't know. And then I also learned that some foods have histamines in them. Didn't know that either. Mostly it's like foods that you might really love, like cured hard cheeses, cured meat, sauerkraut, things that are fermented actually have histamines.
I'll just stir something, you know?
Sure.
Make it look, make myself look busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretend like I'm helping.
Yeah, Jesus is coming, look busy.
Getting in the way. Yeah.
Ooh, poppin'. I've been wanting to harvest a cranberry from a bog for quite a few years. I mean, not bad enough to actually go to a bog to do it, I guess. But
Do you remember we found those ones?
But then we found some in the Adirondacks. We were like, oh my God. We're gonna add a little bacon just for that extra love. I don't always add bacon to pate if I don't have it.
Matt, do you like offal? You like pate?
Obviously.
Obviously.
I wouldn't film something I don't like.
I know, we always got to run the ideas by the film crew. Make sure they stick.
You can't have them throw it up in their mouths.
No. It's disgusting.
What you got?
Just sampling the cooking brandy, you know? Is time really on our side?
I don't know.
Time is on my side. Digging this fish.
That smells good.
It does smell good, right? White pepper's cool because it's used in like Asian cooking and French cooking. And it's like funky smelling. It smells like a little like butt. Put some sage in here. We'll take out this business. Reportedly, that's what makes garlic react poorly with some folks' stomachs.
Sweet.
Boom. These are turkey livers. Duck liver, chicken liver. beef liver. Looks good. These guys look good. Still boiling down. What's the difference between a duck? Yep. That's the joke. Yeah. And a little bit of nutmeg. Nutmeg's also one of those things that makes it set way into like funny little things. Like mac and cheese. If you want to test for rareness of meat, it's going to be like right here. So if you go like this, like this, like this, like this, like this is rare, this is medium rare, this is medium, this is well done, gets firmer. I'm going to cook them till they're just a little pink in the middle, because that's what Julia Child says to do. I don't know if she's still alive. Is she?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's lame.
Julia Child died August
I'm really
13th,
glad to hear it.
2004 at age 91 in Santa Barbara.
Okay, this is getting great. So a few things that help with like the gaminess of liver. Booze and salt and spices. Booze and salt being the most important ones. And when you get this browning that's in here, that's going to add this depth of flavor, which sometimes you might want and sometimes you might not want. Maybe you want a really smooth, super delicate, pale sort of pate, then you wouldn't want that browning. The like Maillard reaction, I think, and it's like a duck except spelled a little different. Let's see a show of hands from the studio audience. Do you use your mom's HBO Go?
Cranberry.
No, damn it. Deglazing the pan. Get all those delicious bits. You can smell it. It smells really good. We'll add a little cream to it. Just like a couple tablespoons, not a lot. Okay, here goes the This port is made by Red Newt Cellars, which is a local Finger Lakes winery, and it's named after the Hellbender salamander, which is giant salamanders that I've never seen, but supposedly people see sometimes in the Finger Lakes. Crazy. Tastes pretty good. So it's a little chunky. We're gonna sieve it and put a little more salt in there. Maybe a little more brandy. It's peppery. Pate also like needs to sit for a little while. It blooms. Okay.
Taste testing time.
Mm.
Not quite
Woo!
yet.
Boozy.
Let me
Okay.
try, Let me try.
Okay. Then need a little more salt. It's boozy.
It's delicious. I don't think it needs any more salt.
Okay.
I think it's good.
Okay. So I'm gonna sieve it now.
Okay.
So how did it get to be that the metal thing that you flip eggs with is called a spatula and this rubber thing is called a spatula? How'd that happen? Okay. So we're gonna work it through the sieve. Okay. And then you have this stuff, which you can do something with. You could add it to meatballs. You could just eat it. You know, it's nothing bad about it, but it's sort of like the chunks. Now, I think it would be cool if we put it in these jars and then we put some cranberry on top of it and we chill it and it will get all firm. You know, a white mouth jar might be better, but let's leave a little out for taste testing at the end. Again, it's called rustic. Always, always rustic. Till you're not. Is it pretty? It's pretty pretty.
Nice.
Okay. Now, let's make some sample crackers. Because then when we serve it, we'll serve it with pickled red onions. They're not all the way pickled quite yet. They should take about 45 minutes. Mostly my 9-year-old doesn't like pate, but every once in a while, get him into it. I don't think that's gonna happen today though. Okay. Oh, cute. Okay.
So pretty.
They're so pretty. Now we have to wait. Usually someone shows up and they'll eat something if they do. Come on in. Do you want to taste the pate cracker? Come on. Okay.
I want to taste one.
Okay.
These
I don't
look
like
delicious.
pate though.
Just have a bite anyway. Oh God! Oh no! You're gonna have this one. He likes pickled onions. No. Pate down. It's messy.
Oh, hi.
How was it? Good if you can get the jam off the top. All right?
It's delicious.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was it?
Do you have one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Solid.
All right.
It's great. So what? Oh, you don't talk to the cameraman. Sorry.
Cameraman who?
Yeah.
What? All right.
Cameraman what?
Good. Little jars.
Beautiful.
Okay. Let's bring one to your grandma.
Okay.
She's turning 95 today.
She is. It's true.
Yeah. And she could have some pate for
She
her
would
birthday
love some
brunch.
pate.
And then let's bring some to the Super Bowl.
All right.
And we're ready to rumble.
Cool.
Rock on Rams!